In this tutorial, you'll see how to configure JumpCloud's cloud radius for your organization's wireless or VPN networks. JumpCloud's cloud radius allows you to use either JumpCloud or Entra ID as your identity provider. Cloud Radius also supports Certificate Based Authentication, allowing you to bring your own certificates for passwordless authentication. Before you get started, make sure all the users you wish to grant access to your Radius server are added to a user group. If you are using Entra ID as your identity provider, you must import these users into JumpCloud and then assign them to a user group. You can use JumpCloud's Entra ID SCIM server integration to import these users. Click this link to learn more. To get started, log in to the JumpCloud admin portal as well as to your networking devices admin console. In JumpCloud, select Radius under User Authentication in the left-hand menu. Here you will see a list of all your Radius authentication endpoints configured in JumpCloud. To add a new Radius authentication endpoint, select the green plus button in the top left. A new panel will appear allowing you to configure a new JumpCloud Radius authentication endpoint. Under the Details tab, you'll see three fields: server name, IP address, and a pre-filled shared secret. For the server name, you can call this anything that makes sense in your organization, such as the office name and what type of network it may be. For example, Boulder Corporate Office Wi-Fi or Boulder Corporate VPN. Next, configure the IP field with the external IP address of where your network device resides. This would also be the ISP's address assigned to the circuit you're using for your office. Finally, the shared secret is pre-filled, or you can enter your own secret if you wish. This info will be needed later when configuring your network device for Radius Auth with JumpCloud. Copy this for later. Now we need to set up the authentication details. Under the Authentication tab, you can select what identity provider that houses the login credentials for your users. Selecting JumpCloud will allow you to enable and configure passwordless authentication, as well as multi-factor authentication. If you choose Entra ID, you will not be able to enable MFA or use certificate-based authentication. The identity provider selection is permanent and cannot be changed once saved. When selecting JumpCloud as the identity provider, you can choose either passwordless or password as the authentication method. Passwordless uses digital certificates to provide frictionless user authentication. You can choose any X509 compatible certificate authority to generate the certificates or create self-signed certificates yourself. Click this link for more information. If you wish to allow password authentication as a fallback method, you can check this box. Select Choose a File here to upload your certificate authority file or the root certificate. Once uploaded, you can view the CA chain to see those details. To configure multi-factor authentication when using JumpCloud as the identity provider, toggle the MFA requirement switch to enabled. You will then see the options to either require MFA on all users or only for those users enrolled in MFA. If you require MFA on all users, you can choose to exclude users in a TOTP enrollment period. Once you have your authentication configuration set, you can now assign this policy to user groups. Under the User Groups tab, check the box next to the groups you wish to grant access to this new Radius server. Once all user groups you want are selected, hit the Save button. Now these users will be able to log into the Wi-Fi or VPN with the credentials stored in the identity provider you choose. When enabling Radius on either your wireless or VPN access point, each manufacturer's UI and configuration might be different. So check with your manufacturer's documentation on where to configure Radius authentication. And that's it. For more information about Radius authentication for Wi-Fi and VPN endpoints, check out our Help Center articles.